guys, so today I'm going to be looking at secrets siblings have kept from their parents. So yeah, let's just get right into the video. I'm not used to this plain background and it is a bit echoey, so I apologize for that. That my little brother didn't break his arm playing baseball. He broke his arm while we were sword fighting with baseball bats and I saw a shot and I took it. He saw a shot and he was like, yes, I'm gonna break your arm today. Yo, that's messed up. How dare he? That my sister got arrested in college for stealing hay to spread around a friend's yard. Had to find an adult who knew how to bail her out because I was 17. Then wait hours just to drive her drunk butt back to the dorms. Her punishment from the judge was to volunteer at a local barn shoveling hay and horse poops around. Why would you steal hay? Out of everything to steal, you steal hay? That's funny as. Imagine getting arrested for stealing hay. I'll be too embarrassed to even admit that I was arrested for stealing hay. Oh, so what are you in here for? I stole hay. Yo, no. My brother and I had a fire get out of control and completely burned the entire backyard and started catching the hedge along the house on fire. We got it all put out then and used a bed sheet to rake up several loads of leaves from back in the woods to create a new carpet of leaves over the yard. We still haven't told them, and that was more than 20 years ago. Their parents never found out? How do you not find out? Unless they covered it up really, really well. Whoa, I'm just amazed they hid this. Such a big thing. Oh my goodness. I could never hide this. Oh jeez. Thinking back when I was a kid, I loved playing with fire. It was bad. Identical twin here. They think I'm the other one. Oh my goodness. Wait, that doesn't really change. Wait, does it? I guess it does change something, because let's say one of the identical twins got bad in a report card. Then they're gonna blame the other one. Like the other one might get grounded. Oh, that's weird. How do you not recognize your own kids? You know, like when I see an identical twin and I've known them for a long time, I know who's who. I was only about 9 to 10. When my older brother would get home from high school, he would constantly ring the doorbell for me to open the door. He has his own keys, but he just kept ringing. It annoyed me almost every day. One day I start yelling out to open it himself. He kicks the window by the door. It shatters and a tiny shard cuts my foot. No big deal, just a band-aid fix. We call mom and dad, saying someone threw a rock, and my brother even found a rock outside as evidence. Mum and dad call the police later when they get home. Police arrive, there's a full report done, and my brother and I have never mentioned the story again. I'm glad that it wasn't some hardcore detective stuff where he asked how I injured my foot. Yo, they covered up for each other because they were afraid to get in trouble together. This is true siblings. Honestly, this is so relatable. Why didn't he open the door if he had keys though? Why? You know, it's so annoying how siblings sometimes just don't want to listen to each other, you know? Like, he told him to open the door, but then the brother was like, nope, I'm not opening the door because you told me to open it. I'm gonna kick the window. For some dumb reason, my parents' high school reunion was in January in Ohio. They decided to get a hotel closer to the event space since we lived in a rural area, leaving the kids alone in the house. Naturally, we threw a giant party. Everything seemed to be fine around 3 a.m. after cleaning up, but we noticed that people had parked on the grass, leaving tire tracks all over the lawn. We were totally screwed. The next morning, we woke up and were blessed to find a full blanket of snow covering everything in sight. It stayed on the ground for ample enough of time that the tracks became totally unnoticeable. Parents still don't know 19 years later. Wow! Wow, they have luck on their side. I wouldn't be this lucky, honestly. I honestly thought this was just in movies, you know, how like when their parents would go out, they threw big parties. I didn't know this happened that much in real life. When we were in middle/high school, my younger brother used to get in trouble at school a lot. Whenever the school called our house to inform my parents, I would answer the phone and pretend to be my dad. Wow, what an amazing sibling, honestly. He has his back. That's amazing. You know, I can already imagine some siblings ratting the other sibling out, you know. But this is amazing. We tore up a couch with a knife and blamed it on the dog. How dare they blame it on the dog? Yo, I would take the blame for the dog, okay? Like, if my dog tore up a couch, I would be like, oh, I did it. You know, yeah, it was me. It was me, because it's not like they can do anything to me. I mean, because I feel like if they knew the dog did it, they would be pissed at the dog. But if I did it, it's not like they can be pissed at me forever. You know what I mean? I mean, I guess it depends on your parents. My mum and her new husband took a belated honeymoon trip to New Orleans, which was where he used to live in his early adult life. While we were there, they ran into one of his old friends who had begun selling artwork as a street vendor. My mum secretly bought a beautiful one-of-a-kind drawing from the vendor and as a Christmas gift for her husband, and I suggested I build a frame and mount it while my less crafty brother paid for materials. She agreed to this great, thoughtful family gift and gave me the drawing to work on the frame. The house I was living in was very small, so I had just enough space in my room for a desk and craft station in my room when the door was closed. As I was working on it, my roommate slammed open the door and knocked over an ink bottle from an unrelated project and completely ruined the artwork. After talking about what to do, my brother and I decided to use clues from my mom's trip photos to find the vendor and eventually found him through Facebook. We messaged him, bought another very similar drawing, had it overnighted to me, and I finished up the frame on schedule. Mum never found out, and it's now prominently displayed on the wall immediately inside the front door. Wow, that's impressive. Yo, that's so impressive. If this happened to me, I would just be like, I'm screwed. But wow, that's impressive. Yo, nice, good on you guys. That's amazing. I have 5 siblings. I am number 5 out of 6, and 6 and I are Irish twins and troublemakers. The biggest don't tell mum and dad things we've done are as follows. We survived a pretty bad car accident 10 years ago. My parents know that there was an accident, but that it happened because my brother was going too fast for the road conditions. They do not know that we rode down a hill. I was knocked unconscious, had to cut myself out of my seatbelt when I regained consciousness, and he had to break a window for us to escape the car. Paramedics gave us a once over and we got a ride home from a friend. Why didn't they tell their parents this? I mean, I don't think their parents are going to be mad at them, you know? The parents are just going to be worried. Or maybe they didn't want their parents to be worried. But that's a big thing. How do you not tell your parents that you got into a bad car accident? That's crazy. That my brother's truck wasn't technically broken into. He accidentally locked his keys in the truck while shopping at Goodwill for a tie for his interview he was on his way to. So he immediately called the insurance company, telling them his car was broken into and was asking if it was covered. They said yes. So he takes the tire iron out of the bed of his truck and smashed his own window in it to get his keys. Insurance fixed the window and he got the job. That's next level taking a risk though. That's such a movie thing to do. Like, you lock yourself out but then you break your own window to get your car keys to drive to your interview. Wow. That's actually amazing. Our parents would drop my older brother and me off at church for Sunday school and services each week. When they drove away, he and I would often sneak off and hang out with friends who lived nearby the church instead. They thought we were learning all about their religion, but we were actually learning about girls instead. Yo. I feel like a lot of people do this, you know, like the parents send them somewhere to do work or something, but they're just plodging. They're not doing anything. That my little sister didn't break her arm by accidentally falling off the bunk bed, but rather that she broke her arm when we flung her off of it during a game. My parents were out at aerobics class in a very pre-cell phone age. We just tried to keep her comfortable and waited patiently for them to get home. We did finally tell them last year, and they thought it was hilarious. We kept that secret for close to 30 years. I mean, oh, okay. I was gonna say, what's the difference? But since she accidentally fell off the bed herself, no one gets in trouble. But if they told them that they made her break her arm by swinging her, they all get in trouble. I see. My younger sister went to a party in high school and got blackout drunk. She was staying the night with a friend that night, and her mom brought her home about 2 in the morning. Me and my younger brother carried her into our house to her basement bedroom. I locked her in her room, set my alarm for 6 a.m. and got her 3 hours of sleep. I got her up the next morning. She was still drunk. Snuck her out the back door. She walked about a mile to a gas station, called her friend who came and picked her up. My mom picked her up around noon. When she passed out, she fell and scraped her temple and cheek. My mom questioned her. She claimed she'd gotten into a fight. 30 years later, my mom was reminiscing about that night and the fight. We spilled the beans. My mom was stunned that we got away with it because she was such a light sleeper, and I never got away with any kind of deception as a teen. Yo, I'm just surprised that the mom was fine that she got into a fight. She was like, oh, you got into a fight? Totally fine. That's nothing. All good. Well, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked it. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.